If you're looking to start a podcast, look no further. Bravery Studios is the place to make it happen. New Jersey's #1 podcast studio. All you have to do is come here and speak and leave the rest to us. We handle the production. We do the editing, uploading, graphics, logos, everything. You name it, we do it here in Bravery Studios. Don't let these ideas live rent-free in your mind any longer. Come to Bravery. Become a Braveheart. Start your podcast today.
Well. What can I say about Reese Van Riper other than that he's a stand-up guy? Because when he does stand up, is towering over you. If you cross Nick Cave with Shaquille O'Neal, you get Reese. Other than that, this man is an absolute legend in the North Jersey scene, a multi-talented musician, photographer, animator, and personally to me, actor. I met Reese through Neil shortly after his catnap, and we told him about the bit for Balaclava, and as he always does, he came through and crushed it with his virtuoso performance of Cletus. Later, he joined us for Samurai vs. Viking, braving the cold April rains as a shirtless barbarian. Reese, I love you. Thank you for all the energy you put into my projects, the Jersey music scene, and for letting me know the crimes the Clintons have committed. Together we can expose the location of their offshore account and give the American people the truth. What the f***? What are you doing here? Stop!
They say you stare into the abyss long enough and it starts to stare back at you. But I don't know. I stared into the abyss and found one of the coolest dudes I ever met in my life. Our next guest on Live from Bravery Studios is Reese Van Riper. Guy's a 7-foot-tall Viking of a man. His music is a combo of blues, folk, garage rock. I appreciate a dude with style. And Reese has got it dripping out his pores all over the place. You see him and wonder what New Orleans cemetery this guy just dig his way out of. Like, seriously. Turns out he's a Jersey boy, and he's just all swept up in that occult Americana. Check out his music. His videos are mondo well done. Keep a lookout for his trilogy of new albums: Sinners, Saints, Psychopaths. Sinners is out now if you want to check it out on Spotify and anywhere you listen to music. And without further ado, so we're live from Bravery Studios. I'm here with Reese Van Riper. And how old were you when you decided yourself that I'm going to be the Lord of the Underworld?
Probably 10 years old.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen, dude.
Yeah.
So where are you from? Are you a Jersey native?
Yeah, I'm from Fort Lee, New Jersey.
You're from Fort. You don't have Fort Lee vibes at all.
Well, I left Fort Lee when I was 9.
Yeah.
So I was born at Englewood Hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. Grew up in Fort Lee. My whole family's from Fort Lee. Like my grandfather, he was a music teacher and band leader over at Cliffside Park High School.
Wow.
So that's where I get all my music from. He was in bands, while I was a kid,
You have a Louisiana, you have a New Orleans.
To be honest, I love traveling, and I like traveling down to New Orleans, and I like traveling down to like Savannah, Charlotte.
I saw you down
places. There. Yeah, exactly.
I was watching you down there earlier today.
Yeah,
I was in New Orleans a couple months ago.
Vibe.
It's beautiful out there.
Yeah,
beautiful out there.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and the people you meet. I met somebody from Montclair, New Jersey out there.
Oh, really?
Homeless guy. Most interesting person down there that I've met.
Yeah, one of my friends, one of my exes actually went down there to go to school, and then she just became a bartender. And now she's got a beautiful baby, and she's married, I think. So God bless. I mean, New Orleans, where the magic happens.
I wouldn't come back either.
Yeah,
I wouldn't come back either.
That's why I don't stay any longer than like a week or so.
Yeah. You get trapped.
They'll suck you in.
Yeah.
You
ever watch the movie Spawn when all the chains wrapped around them? That'll happen to you.
It's like New Orleans with beads.
Yeah.
The beads swallow you up.
Seriously. So tell me, when did you become infatuated with occult culture?
I was always really interested in it. I was always really interested. I started out with like Native American like culture.
Okay.
My great great aunt's like property. I later found out was on like Native American like celebration lands. You know, like where they would have like the powwow of 4 different nations.
Yeah.
Iroquois. She's
Lenape,
up in Erie,
probably.
so
Oh yeah.
so the Erie, and so like I've always been really interested in those type of cultures, and I've always been really dedicated to the native causes. So like I went to Standing Rock and stuff like that, but
Wow.
what got me into the occult was probably just curiosity. And I think that's what gets everybody, you know, who's interested in it. It's like, what is, what if, you know, like,
Yeah.
who are we? What are we? What is this? You know?
And also the tabooism of it.
Oh, the tabooism is probably what, like, you know, makes you like, come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Playing with fire. It's like
Exactly,
the
playing
rebellious
with
side of
fire,
yourself.
yeah. But you have to be really knowledgeable. Like from the outside, it looks like all fun Hollywood mirrors and stuff.
Yeah.
But once you get into the culture of like voodoo, hoodoo, then like esoteric stuff, like, you know, what the Masons used to get into and stuff like that. But now, I mean, dude, if you wanna check stuff out like that, hit Google.
Yeah.
Hit Google.
Yeah.
You want to
pretty
learn,
much.
you want to read the books, they're on there, man.
Pretty much.
You know, you could find anything.
There's been a resurgence in the occult recently. Like I remember in the early 2000s, it was big. It was like
definitely.
with goth, with like Blair Witch Project and a whole bunch of other
Yeah.
media that was coming out. Marilyn Manson. Now, like it's really coming back.
Yeah, with a vengeance.
Yeah,
It's
with
on
a
t-shirts
vengeance.
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere's wearing Aleister Crowley's star, you know,
Yeah.
the 6-pointed Crowley,
Yeah.
Crowley star.
Yeah, man. Oh, what's the right pronunciation for that?
So this is what he says. And this is such a Crowley thing because it's so like half, like really full of himself, but true will. You know what I mean? Using his true will. He said it's pronounced Crowley like holy. That's how he said it.
I can
when
see
he was
why.
Asked, he would say that.
Yeah.
But everybody pronounced it Crowley.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Mr. Crowley.
You know?
Ding, ding. Yeah, of course, man.
So, yeah, he was an interesting guy. Like, that's a Wikipedia page you should read.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, everybody loves him. I mean, what's his name from the Led Zeppelin? Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
Loved
Lived in
him.
his house.
Lived in his house.
Now that house burnt down.
Yeah,
So
recently?
sad. Couple, like 10 years ago, maybe.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
really sad. I wish I could have bought that house. I
Imagine.
would have loved that house.
Imagine staying in the basement of it.
Oh.
Yeah, man. You would have ran into like Johnny Depp for no reason. You just
Johnny Depp's actually in a cage in Crowley's basement.
Because I just like seasoned here from like
Yeah, exactly.
once a year.
Thank God you found me, man. Thank God you found me. Amber put me down here.
What's your high school life like? What's school like? Like how were you in
high school was crazy. I had this traumatic brain injury when I was like freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
And cracked my head, basically. Had like concussion, traumatic brain injury. And basically just became really interested in just playing music and not giving a shit about school. And I was basically a rebel without a cause after that. I went to a different school, Ramapo in Franklin Lakes.
I know Ramapo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I became like the tallest guy, obviously the tallest guy there, biggest guy there.
How tall are you?
6'7".
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
This man's the Undertaker.
In high school, I was 6'4", freshman year. Wow. So
towering over teachers.
And I had long hair. I grew my hair out long. And I was just into rock and roll. And basically, if you were in my way, I would push you out of the way. I wasn't a bully. Like, I'd beat the shit out of the bullies because I was friends with all the theater kids.
Of course.
You know, and I was an athlete too, you know, basketball player. Yeah. And all my friends would be on either side, you know, the bullies and on like, you know, the nerd side.
Yeah.
And when I'd see like the bullies beating them up, I would just be like beating the shit out of these bullies. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? We're on the same team. Like, this is my friend. You know what I mean?
You were huge for high school.
Yeah. So that's what high school days, I was like with a girlfriend. I was always with a girlfriend.
For your height, yeah. It's
Yeah.
easier for you guys.
Yeah. She was a goth chick though.
A
She was
lucky
perfect. Yeah.
guy. Lucky guy.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, that
and
was high school.
that was high school, and then you were already. Did you develop this swagger already? Because look at your where you're sitting.
Close.
Look at yourself.
Almost. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was more into grunge and metal around that time.
Yeah.
I was like into Dave Matthews though. I loved
Dave
him.
Matthews is awesome.
I started learning guitar like tabs
Yeah.
through Dave Matthews songs in like 2001. There was this website like called dmbtabs.net
Wow.
or something, and I
Yeah.
found it and I just learned like through that. My grandfather would try to teach me, but it
Yeah.
wasn't clicking with his boogie woogie stuff he was
Yeah.
trying to teach me. And then I just learned from the tabs, man. And that was how I got into that. But that's, I ramble on.
No. Ramble as much as you want on
Yeah.
this show. There's no time limit
Yeah.
at all.
Good.
So then after high school, what did you get into? You automatically straight into music?
After
or-
high school, I was in a metal band called The Murder and the Harlot. And I was in that with my buddy Gene Wilder.
Not the actor.
Not the actor.
Okay.
He's from Gene Wilder's Vacation. Yeah. He used to play drums in Reese Van Riper, one of the original drummers. And he was the drummer of The Murder and the Harlot. That was right after high school, like 2005. Basically, I started like just playing tons of metal shows. And even in high school, I had my own band, Brookside. And I like hired a bunch of these 20-year-olds to just be in my band. And we would play New York City Lions Den and R Bar and stuff like that in 2003, 2004. My parents hired these people to play with me because they knew the talent I had,
Yeah.
and they would play with me because they liked the fucking songs, you
Yeah.
know? So basically that was me in high school. So I was on the cell phone with my manager in high school, like, how the fuck do I not go to high school anymore? You know? So basically my whole senior year, I took myself out and I was homeschooled because my mom was like, we are not quitting school. You have to graduate your senior, I'm like, fuck this noise, and she's like, basically the school was kind enough to have like a tutor come to my house like once or twice a week to finish out my school
Goodness.
for the last 3/4 of school.
So this was always your course of life because you come from musicians.
Yeah, I come from musicians, so like I just wanted to always be music. I don't see myself doing anything else. I used to flip houses, construction.
Yeah.
I could do that. I could build you a house from the ground up, but like music just always comes back, it always comes calling.
And what's your ethnicity?
I took like one of those ancestry tests. I'm like 28% Norwegian, like another percent Irish, but I'm like such a mutt. I'm English, Irish, Scottish. I even got Moroccan in me because of it's crazy. My family history is one of the craziest things I can talk about.
Norwegian is definitely where the height comes from.
Yeah.
Shout out to Norway, the land of giants.
Well, the thing is, it's like this Norwegian, like
You're a Viking.
shipper guy back in like, I don't know, whenever there were Moorish pirates,
Yeah.
the Barbary pirates. Well, they like kidnapped my family's kid and they basically raised them as like a Moroccan Muslim pirate.
Wow.
And then he became like such like a good pirate that the king of Morocco married him to his daughter.
You're kidding me.
No. And that's the kidnapped kid, and that's my ancestry. Some of my ancestry.
I read a song about this.
Dude, could write a million songs.
Yeah, right. There's a couple of songs about this stuff.
Exactly.
And so you've always been in the tri-state area, like Northeast.
Yeah, I've always been in the tri-state area, but we've toured the country about like 3 or 4 times. So
Gotcha.
yeah, like our first tour was in 2011 or 2010. We were in a Chevy Equinox and we just 3 of us just piled in the van.
Yeah.
We went all the way to Austin, Texas and back for South by Southwest. So that was our first tour.
Quite an adventure.
Yeah.
Get on anybody's nerves in there?
No. Oh, well, in the van?
In the
Equinox?
Yeah.
In the Equinox,
Tight
nah,
fit.
maybe a little bit. Everybody's sleeping when I'm driving,
Yeah.
So
It's everybody wants to go on tour until they go on tour and want to go home.
Exactly. It depends. Some people are cut out for it. Some people aren't. You know, near the end of the tour, some people start losing their minds.
Yeah, you find out who people really are.
Oh yeah, exactly.
For sure. What was your favorite stop on the tour?
Oh man, I've always loved. I mean, now it's Charlotte. Now it's like now we have really good friends in Boston, but I loved playing Austin. The dudes in Salt Lake City were always so good to us. They're like a whole like, it's like this like bro ship. It's called. It's the bro ship, and it's all these like musicians who basically have traveled the country, and they all just hook people up with like shows in the area, set you up with a place to sleep. It's like Prototype, but like with bands and
That's
like
awesome.
motorcycles. It's pretty cool. And that lasted for a little while. But like now those guys are into bands like Norma Jean, Every Time I Die, you know, huge bands, you know. And that's that's pretty good place. Salt Lake City's pretty awesome. Yeah.
So what's your genre of music? I tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I hit it as like bluegrass occult or like
okay.
Or like that. Yeah. What do you really call it?
I get a lot of people giving me like descriptions of what they think. Like it started out just as rock and roll blues and like singer songwriter blues, but like my friends like, no, it's not just that. He's
definitely
like,
not just.
He goes, it's Jersey swamp rock. It was the first time I heard that.
I like that,
and I started using that.
Yeah.
And Jersey swamp rock was like something that like we took to as like a description of our music.
That's pretty awesome.
So I think that's a good one because like the swamp adds that like dirty, like elusiveness, like that like darkness, a little bit creeping in, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, what's under the mucky water, you know?
Yeah.
And I just come out of the mucky water with a guitar, you know.
Yeah, dude, I love the face paint. I love the video. I love the cemetery.
Yeah.
You got a really good videographer for that one.
Oh yeah, Ariel Paredes. Yeah, Ariel is amazing. I worked with her on 2 videos so far. Make It to the Grave, which was
when you did our prototype, right?
Yeah, and the one we did a prototype is Clown Walk.
Yeah.
And we did that with the beautiful clown girls.
Yeah.
And she did my makeup for that too.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I love working with her. It's so good because I can give her what I want, like my ideas, and she'll get all the shots. And literally, I don't even proof looking at them because the way that she works is you give her a date of when it has to be done, and you'll get nothing until that date because she'll work on it like last minute, you know. But when she works under pressure, it's perfect, and you can see the results.
Beautiful.
Like. I didn't have to make one correction. I wasn't like, can you place this part here, you know, or can you do this there? It was like everything I would have wanted to do was done. Working with Ariel is really good.
What cemetery was that?
That was the Mawa Cemetery in Mawa.
Yeah.
We actually passed it, my family and I, going up to Lake George for the first time. I never been there. So we passed it on the way up to Lake George and like just going the long way, and I wanted to get this shot that's in the music video, and the shot is me across the street and you see cars going by while I'm across the street singing the lyrics, you know, giving that effect of like even like the common man just walking by or driving by unaware of what's going on, you're gonna make it to the grave, you know.
All of us.
There's no escaping it whatsoever.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
And it's something that as a kid, I was terrified of dying, you know, like, oh, I don't want to go to hell. And like, oh, I'm going to miss my friends, you know. Now I don't want to die, you know, but like, I'm ready. I'm like, you always have to be prepared.
Yeah.
You got to do what you really love and not hold anything back. You got to live your life. I'm really with like the Crowley, like Thelema, like life, like, live your true star, live your true will, you know, do without will. And love is the law for sure. And if you don't understand that, then I don't know.
Amen.
You got to go out into the woods and just meditate with yourself.
It doesn't even need explanation.
Yeah.
It doesn't even need explanation.
But But yeah, that's what I really do. Like, you have to just live your life, not just to the fullest, but to like do what you want. Like, do what you think you're built for, you know? And
Yeah.
it takes some time to figure out sometimes what that is.
It can take a long
It
time.
could take a long time, yeah.
Were you in a religious household?
I grew up in a semi-religious household. Like, we would go to church every Sunday, but it wasn't Catholic. It was what's it called? Protestant,
Yeah.
Methodist.
Yeah.
There's so many different, you know.
They often say that people who like are goth or occult, it's usually because it's a rebellion against their childhood teachings and
Yeah.
whatnot. Do you find that like to be true in your case?
I feel like part of it could be true for
Yeah.
sure, but after you go through that whole rebellious stage type of thing, I think that's when the esoteric comes in, where it's like, I should watch what it's because, like, with religion,
Yeah.
it's more about the spirituality in it, With religion, people get really into like the idolatry,
Yeah. The
the
dogma.
ritual and stuff.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to the spiritual and like the spirituality, like that's what I think draws more of like the esoteric to it. Like, and that's where it gets not just less dark, it becomes more clarity when you start to learn. But yeah, definitely a rebellion, for sure. Like, I was so into like religion and stuff as a kid, I wanted to be a youth minister,
Really?
Yeah. And lots of stuff happened, nothing like too traumatic or anything. Like, I was kicked out of Sunday school camp basically for doing a report like on the true life of Jesus,
Of course.
and
Of course.
you'll get kicked out for something like that.
Yeah.
And this was like the crazy Baptist, not just Baptist, but like, evangelical
Yeah.
Christian church. It was my girlfriend's church.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
we were dating and we were both Christian, and I was like, okay, let's go to your church's like summer camp thing. We went to that. And then they're like, yeah, we have to get this kid out of here. I'm like, I love him so much, this God, why are you kicking me out? This human, this. And then you start to get into like Luciferianism, where it talks about like, humanity and how Lucifer was an angel. But,
Well, break that down for me. For anyone who doesn't know, Luciferianism. Let's get into that.
it's not like Satanism. Luciferianism is loving the light of Lucifer and acknowledging that he was like in a lot of Christian, and not only Christian, like Hebrew folk tales and stuff, that he was the most beautiful angel.
That's what they said. Yeah.
And he wouldn't bow down to man, because he knew that they were flawed, and in doing so rebelled against God, and then it becomes of like, then you get into like all the stories of like the third that fell from heaven and stuff turn into the watchers, and you get into the watcher angels, which I find really fascinating, because I there's part of me that still like feels that there are watcher angels, and they're doing just that. They just watch. They don't judge or anything. They're indifferent,
Yeah.
but they watch,
I feel like even God is that way sometimes.
Oh yeah, he's
If not
he's
most.
Big Brother for sure.
If not most times.
Yeah.
The indifference.
I guess Big Father, Mother. But like, see, that's the thing. Like on LSD trips, I'll like feel like I've seen the face of God. You know what I mean? Like really delve into it, and then you see it in different people too. You can see like the divine in others, especially on mushrooms.
I bet.
I like mushrooms now more than acid, because acid's just like, it's too much for me now.
Yeah.
I feel like I've burnt myself out a little bit on it,
Yeah.
And mushrooms is just so like comforting a little bit more, even though it may make you sick. And if you're out there and you haven't done it, don't just go out there and buy shrooms with no like. I mean, go out there and buy shrooms, but don't just go out there willy nilly and do it, because after a while you'll lose the effect.
Oh yeah, you can't do it every day.
You can't
It's not
do it
weed.
every.
It's not.
absolutely
No, it's not a
There's a lot of
cigarette.
people I don't think understand that.
No, you lose the beauty of it. Anything
Yeah.
becomes boring if you do it every day.
Absolutely, it loses its effect.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. You have a tolerance to it and all that jazz.
There's like a time where I was just smoking, and I would just be like smoking all day, and I'm like, am I even high? You know,
That's a
like
good
it's
question.
just being like, am I just doing this for like the comfort,
The
and like
habitualness of
action?
it, just the
Kind of
hand
like how a
movement.
cigarette smoker would do it too.
Exactly.
You know, what's the difference there?
Yeah.
You know, what am I?
Is
Are
it,
you getting high, or are you just smoking?
you just have the habit now.
Yeah.
You know.
And I love to smoke, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I do feel the difference smoking a cigar and smoking weed. You know,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, I smoke cigars a lot though. I work at a cigar shop, so
No kidding.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
definitely your look.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
I wore this to the cigar shop today, but not this. Not this. They'd be like, "What the fuck you wearing, Reese?" I'd be like, "This is what I wear to the shows."
Yeah.
You know, they know.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
bet.
They watch the music videos. They like it.
You have a very distinctive look. I'm sure you walk down any street in Jersey and everyone's looking at you.
Yeah, they're like, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
You know.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I first saw you at Prototype and I was wondering the same thing. I was like,
Yeah.
where is this gentleman?
Where's this gentleman from, Georgia?
Yeah, exactly.
No, man, I just love the seersucker suit. Like, I was always wearing a seersucker. I'd always wear like a suit live. Like, even on tour, I would have like a black suit with like a tan shirt, a vest, a button tie, and like a bowler cap. That was the look for a while, because that look was in for a while. So I ran with that look, and then I like ran out. I ran that to like the end, and then I'm like, I look like a fucking idiot with the bowler cap. It just like, I looked cool, but at the same time, I looked like a friggin' Laurel and Hardy extra. You know?
At least you didn't look like everyone else.
Yeah.
You still have a distinct look. You stand out in a crowd. If I walk into Pet Shop and you're there, I can pick you out of the crowd. Not just because of your height.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's another thing. Like, I like wearing the seersucker. I like wearing nice clothes. I like presenting myself.
Gotta have a look.
Gotta have a look.
I tell
Gotta,
podcasters that.
Yeah. I mean, like, but like other people, like, they're amazing and they have no look. They don't need it, you know?
Don't need it.
Yeah.
I'm Jeff Goldblum, man. Like, that's my role model.
Yeah.
I am
Jeff
like an
Goldblum.
urban Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
I have his picture on my wall in my office. Yeah.
He's a big inspiration.
I love the guy.
Yeah, he's
love
great.
him. Just his mannerisms, his hand gestures.
He was in that movie with Eddie Murphy, right? With the commercial movie, like they make, you know, like the
I don't think I've seen that one.
it's so good.
I mean, he's Independence Day. He's The Fly.
I know.
I think he made Thor Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, he made that.
Oh my
movie,
god,
yeah.
he's just
He is great.
He's in a lane of his own when it comes to style.
Yeah.
Love the guy.
Yeah.
Getting back to you, brother. How's the new album? The process of putting that out.
Well, the new album this is the first album of 3 albums that are going to be coming out.
Okay.
So the first one is Sinners. Second one's going to be Saints.
Oh.
And the third one is Psychopaths. And in Sinners, obviously, it's like more of like a rock and roll, darker, more like voodoo hoodoo vibe, you know, like we talk about, obviously, as Sinners. One of the title tracks is Sinners.
Yeah.
Making it to the grave. A lot of dark stuff. In Saints, we lighten it up with a lot more acoustic-y type songs.
Yeah.
And more like positivity and love songs. Lots of love songs. And Psychopaths is going to be the third and last album. And that's going to be just chaotic. A lot of Tom Waits influence that, even more so than what was in Sinners. That's just a taste. Like in Psychopaths, it's like, you know, big in Japan, like it's like a lot of that in Psychopaths. But the newest album, Sinners, is doing great. We released it with Mint 400 Records, which is our indie record label, led by Neil Sabatino. And he does a great job getting us a lot of radio and getting us a lot of media and basically putting our band out there in the position that it needs to be in, and doing a lot of things that I don't want to do, like pitch it to the radio stations and stuff. I like making the music, creating, I'm not great at sending emails.
The labels are for
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not great at sending emails. So basically, that's great. Sinners is doing great. It's getting radio play all around the
You
country,
mentioned it. That's awesome.
which is great. Hopefully, we get it ranking on something. Right
Yeah.
now, one of the songs, Race Against the Devil's, doing really good. Make It to the Grave's doing really well. But the other single that we're going to have on it is, what is it called? Take a Ride With Me, which is the last song on the album, which is a song that I recorded back in like 2008
Jeez.
and then never re-recorded again because I didn't feel like we had the correct members to like make it happen,
Yeah.
But now with Glenn, my drummer now, and the producer who produces a lot of our all of our music, I thought we could nail it. And I just took this song that was from 2008, even the recording, and he put drums and music on top of it, layered vocals. It's a beautiful piece. But yeah, Sinners came out on October 7th, a day before my birthday,
Hey.
and it's been doing great ever since. Yeah, you can find it on Apple Music,
I
Spotify,
have it playing up there on Spotify.
wherever MP3s are sold.
Yeah.
If you buy MP3s.
So is Saints already recorded, or is that in the process?
Saints is recorded.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm in the process of sending the stems over to Glenn, our producer and drummer. He's going to put it into the computer, make it sound nice. Then we're going to have the bassist and keyboards record over it in November. And it should be released like in January or so.
Good. It's pretty
So,
fast.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah, there's going to be 3 songs released in probably 6 months.
Good
Or 3
stuff.
albums released in 6 months.
So Sinners is dark, Saints is light. What Psychopaths?
Psychopaths is just unhinged.
So, like, is
It's
it?
it's not gonna be metal, and it's not close to metal.
psychedelic.
There's no metal parts. There's gonna be some psychedelic songs,
Yeah.
some songs with saxophone, some songs that are just straight up Tom Waits, like blackout,
Yeah.
a lot of that. It's a lot of like Tom Waits homage type stuff because Tom Waits made an album called like Brawlers, Ballers, and Bastards.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. And it's like a huge album,
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to make Sinners, Saints, and Psychopaths,
Good stuff.
So that's what we're doing.
And that's one of your influences.
Oh yeah, Tom
What
Waits
are some
is a
other
huge
influences?
Nick Cave is another huge influence to me. I can thank my buddy Jerry Jones from Trophy Scars. He got me into Nick Cave, and I've just been going
I gotta
hard
check
ever
him out.
since. Oh yeah, Nick
Yeah.
Cave, yeah, absolutely. He's got so many good albums. Let Love In. My favorite is the Push the Sky Away. The one that one sounds so good. Which just recently came out. Recently, like 2014.
Yeah.
But he has newer stuff too. Another influence for sure, Alice in Chains.
Alice in
You know,
Chains.
They're my grunge band I go with, People
Yeah.
love Nirvana. They're great, whatever. But Alice in Chains is where it's at. Jerry Cantrell,
Yeah.
and, Lane Staley.
Yeah.
Love
man.
Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains was awesome.
Yeah. In the metal world, I love Every Time I Die, Mastodon, Lamb of God,
Mastodon.
Norma Jean, really good music. But those are some of my influences. Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I was watching your podcast,
Yeah.
and I discovered you are a very outspoken person, politically, artistically,
Am I?
in all fronts. At least I think so. I've seen you riled up. I was waiting for it here. I was like, when is he gonna get?
Yeah.
When is he gonna get hot? Yeah, man. So is your podcast your outlet to actually like vent about everything?
Yeah,
man?
just like do whatever the fuck I want, say whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
You know, I always go in there saying like, I want to talk about ancient civilizations, I want to talk about aliens, but then it comes up to like all these other topics that I don't really care about. You know, but I do have fun talking on it, and my friends on there, John Maisto and Matt Knight.
I was rolling,
Yeah.
listening to it. The ones you
Yeah,
guys
they're
recorded.
great. They're really great to have on too because they're so knowledgeable, and they pick up where I just like sometimes I check the fuck out. Even when someone's talking, I'm like, okay, keep talking. Like hopefully they're listening because like, you know.
And dude, when you told me you recorded like 8 episodes in one day,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, wow.
We start at 1:00 and we end at 8.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
And we try to record as many as possible.
Because you drop them sporadically. Right?
Oh, yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
record them sporadically.
Yeah, we record them sporadically and drop
Yeah.
them sporadically. Yeah. I would love to like have something like, you know,
On a weekly basis.
yeah, it's just like so much editing, and I do all the editing. You know, it's just me doing everything.
It would have to become your main thing. I would recommend it.
Exactly.
Let the music be the main core.
That was the thing. Like they were like, make something for the pandemic, and then like it took so much editing. It was like during the end of the pandemic. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing this for? But yeah, I did it because like it's fun. It's like friends, and my friends are like my family, and I love getting into the topics with them. You know, like we love to like play with like political stuff. We like to play with conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Heard a lot
I
of it.
love the conspiracy stuff.
I guess that's where you can kind of just say anything you feel like saying that you can't do in your music.
Yeah,
Well, you
definitely.
could do, but
I could do.
you stay in your
sometimes it's
lane with
corny.
music.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to put out a preachy song, I guess.
Yeah,
Or do
yeah.
you?
I mean, I came up with one, and I'm still like sitting on if I want to release it or when, if it's my place to even release it. You know, it was about. It's a great song. It's a great message. You know, it's about like police brutality in the Black America. You know, or anything that's not white America. It seems.
Honestly.
We bring up. It's like bringing up the names of like the people who've died inside of like the song, you know. It's something that I don't even know if it's my place, you know, like if it's my place to like write a song like that. So like I'm talking to my other friends to see if they would be interested in just like listening to it, or maybe even
It's
doing
part of the way
it
to
with
go
me.
about it.
Or doing it with me. you
Yeah.
know? Did release one song that was called Wishing Well. And it was very like, it was all acoustic basically. Me and my drummer Glenn are on it, Glenn Montori, and it's Wishing Well. You can find it on Bandcamp, and it's about police brutality. It's about you know, women, like mothers getting pepper sprayed in the streets, you know, for their kids that have just got shot down in the streets, you know. It's terrible what's going on, you know, and they like, you want to get angry and you want to do something about it, you know, and this is probably one of the only ways that I can do something or like try to make a difference.
Yeah.
Even if like someone who doesn't think the same way I do has to listen to the song, fucking listen to it. Maybe it'll change your heart, you know?
Yeah.
Because it is a problem. It's a disease that's going through America for sure.
Absolutely.
And my family's been here since the beginning, like since the Mayflower.
Wow.
We have ancestry in the Mayflower. They weren't Puritans. They were strangers, they were called. All the non-Puritans on the Mayflower
Really?
were called strangers.
There were non-Puritans on the Mayflower.
Yeah,
I didn't know
they were
that.
merchants. They were like farmers.
Probably cooks. Probably people
Yeah.
to get people fed. You
Yeah.
had to bring them along.
John Billington. Google that name. He was the first person hung in the New World.
Wow.
He was hung because he shot a man on his property who killed a deer and was trying to take it off his property. He shot him. And before that, they had the property that was so far away from the shore that their son, one of their sons, got lost into the woods and was brought back 2 weeks later by Native Americans. So there's a connection there, you know. And then the guy gets hung, and then the woman I forget her name, the wife, she had to take over the family back in 1614 or whatever it is. I don't know. Check out.
Look it
No, it's
up.
not
Look it up.
1614. It's
17
fucking seven.
probably.
No,
Yeah.
it's 16 something. I know we just had some anniversary for it.
This would be a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Billington, his kids blew up the Mayflower too, part of it. Yeah, that's another thing. You could check it out. Google it.
They
Fact check it.
Blew it up with what?
Blew it up with gunpowder. So they first landed and the kids started a fire in the gunpowder area of the Mayflower and it blew a hole in the side of the ship.
Holy shit.
And they had to move it to like a more inland place and made them actually land. So
Yeah.
that's because of my ancestors right there.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Look at you over here blowing up
I know.
Mayflowers. So that's a tattoo.
Barbary pirates to the Mayflower.
It's a nice timeline you got going on there, buddy.
Yeah.
Nice timeline you got going on there. What's
Yeah.
your opinion on Columbus?
Not a big fan.
Yeah. you
Not
think
the
that we
biggest
observe a
fan. I don't
holiday?
think we should have Columbus Day. I think it was like a cute idea until all of the murderous raping and killing, a lot of bad stuff,
Yeah.
and people say, oh, it's the sign of the times. I'm like, are you serious? Like, we can't, it's 2022. If we're not gonna I don't know, if we're not going to like somebody for doing something bad, now, why are we gonna like this guy? Like,
True.
Italy didn't want him to begin with.
He had to
Spain
go to-
brought him.
He had to go to Spain.
He had to go to Spain.
Yeah.
So nobody liked him to begin with. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
And the word is that Leif Erikson is the guy that actually discovered the New World.
Yeah, he did.
Northern part of it, mostly because he was from
No, they
Greenland,
say
right?
it was either, probably.
Yeah, he was from Greenland, and he discovered probably Canada.
Leif Erikson, son of Eric the Red. Yeah.
Yo, Viking culture and just like anything in the cold north.
Yeah.
That's where I get my style from, right? Or where the
Yeah,
rings
yeah.
and everything. I love that culture, man.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It is an
Anywhere-
awesome culture.
Yeah, dude. Anywhere where they're swinging axes and like the cold with fur collars. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome, barbaric stuff, man.
Yeah.
Fighting in the cold is a new kind. It's not new, actually.
And they were all on shrooms too.
Really? I didn't know that part of it.
The what are they called? The berserkers. The berserkers were all high as
That
hell.
would make sense.
They thought they were fighting with the gods. That
That would make sense.
so. Yeah.
And then you fight. You die a Valhallan death.
Yeah, you go to Valhalla.
Yeah, because of the shrooms, I guess you would see 40 virgins up there and
Yeah, probably, yeah.
waiting for you.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, man, you got to write a song like that, bro.
I would love to, like a Viking song, like the
Leif
Mon
Erikson or something
yeah.
like that, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
And how's the Jersey City scene? Because I see you out there all the time.
I'm out there sometimes. I like Jersey City a lot. I mean, the Jersey City scene right now, I feel like it's Pet Shop, obviously White Eagle Hall, but you got to bring a lot of people to play a White Eagle Hall, baby.
Yeah,
But there used to be like other places, but I'm not sure of the other places right now. I'm really into the scene all over New Jersey. I really like how bands really try to reach out and try to help each other out on shows and stuff like that. It was really
What's your favorite venue?
my favorite venue.
Or some of your favorites?
Some are my favorites. I love Stashes, which is just a bar, a dive bar, but we pack the hell out of it and people really have fun there. I used to love playing at Clash Bar, which was in Clifton.
Yeah, it's gone now.
I know. Rest in peace. Bob Clash is doing well, though. He's in upstate New York.
Yeah.
What's another great venue?
You ever play QXTs?
QXTs, I haven't played. Maybe I played an acoustic show there. I did play an acoustic show. But me and Randy Hayes were talking, and we were talking about maybe playing a show at QXTs.
The space is great.
Yeah, it's a beautiful space. Yeah, great bar. And the people are nice.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I used to love playing Hell's Kitchen's Lounge. That place is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some places didn't make it.
The pandemic got rid of a lot of
I know, it
places.
sucks, man.
Johnny, Clash Bar
Yeah.
They actually avoided that whole pandemic phase
Right. They got out right before. They
right before,
sold right
without
before.
knowing. Not
God
knowing
bless
nothing.
them.
Yeah. And the new guy that took over had to suffer through that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I
Sad.
don't think he made it. I don't see
He
nothing
didn't.
going on
He
there.
didn't.
Yeah.
Shout out to Prototype though. I'm from Patterson. That's my
Prototype
hometown.
is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm from Wyckoff, which is not Patterson, but it's right next to Patterson.
I wish that was there growing up. My whole
Oh,
life.
I wish that too, man.
Yeah.
100%.
Prototype. So who brought you to Prototype? Like who do you know in there?
My friend Neil brought me to Prototype because
Neil's awesome.
yeah,
Young
Neil is
Neil.
great.
Love
Yeah.
the guy.
Neil brought me to Prototype because my friend Matt lives there. He
Matt.
just moved. He
Yeah.
moved, didn't just, but he moved in there.
Yeah.
You know.
Matt's got my heart. That little heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Love the guy.
Matt's a really talented guy.
Extremely.
Completely insane, but extremely talented.
Looks just like Tim Burton.
Yeah, he does look like Tim Burton. Yeah. But he's really sweet, such a good guy,
Yeah.
not a bad bone in his body. I haven't seen him really lose his shit. You know, he directed me in a few things I did with him, Samurai versus Viking and Balaclava, which I also did with Neil Gazai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those guys at Prototype.
Yeah,
I
the
always said if I
Prototype
wasn't
guys are
here, I'd
great.
be there.
Yeah.
You know, doing that with them, man. I love the place. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
All
what
the
else is on
people
the
there.
agenda? What are the goals are? What's the dream?
Dream is to have a farm somewhere and retire on a mountain and grow corn and not have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
But it's probably not. That's the dream, you know.
It could
That's the
become a
dream.
reality.
Yeah, it could become a reality.
You know.
But I like playing. I like playing shows. I like putting out content, like songs.
Yeah.
You know, I like just like trying to make a mark while I have the spotlight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
While I'm here, I want to make the best of it because there's a lot of friends, you know, of mine that haven't made it. And, you know, you want to live for them too. You know, there's a lot of family that you wish could see where you've made it, you know? And that shit just makes me sad. But it inspires me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that is the shit that really inspires me. It's like, do it for the people that can't, you know? Do it for the people that, like, believe in you a little bit, too. Because there are people that do. And as, like, a musician, as an artist, you go through, like, the nihilistic thinking, like, everyone
Weekly,
thinks
right?
I'm shit. Everyone thinks I'm just that people are just nice, you know, saying nice things, you know? But no, people actually out there, they love you, you know, and that's what everybody should really realize too. Stop being so damn hard on yourself. That's what I said. My birthday message this year was always be good to each other because that's all we have. But at the same time, be nicer to yourself. Talk nicely to yourself. That's something Randy Hayes taught me. He says, you got to talk nice to yourself.
Something you're teaching me right now.
You know? And you really do have to talk nicely to yourself because once you start there, you start to like take better care of yourself. You know, check in with yourself every once in a while. You know, don't spread yourself too thin because I do that a lot. You know?
Imagine.
Yeah.
Beautiful words, bro.
Yeah,
Beautiful
man.
words. So we got the guitar case sitting over there.
Yeah.
It's howling.
Yeah, it is.
It's howling.
It's like moving. You
Yeah.
see it bouncing side to side.
I see it. You want to play something for us, bro?
Yeah, sure. I could play a song.
Unleash the Dragon on us?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's go Cisco on this one, man.
Yeah, maybe I'll play Make It to the Grave.
Play it.
Since that's
Play it.
that's like the one that, you know.
Go for it. Go for it. Feel free to, just the mic. Adjust it to wherever your comfort is. You guys are getting a live from Bravery Studios exclusive. You're the first person to perform on this podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. Take that with you. Put it on your fridge. Yeah. Here we go.
Check. All right.
I'm excited.
We good for the looking good? Check. Cool. All right. The song's called Make It to the Grave, and it's off of Sinners. You could buy it right now. Reese Van Riper. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the graveyard. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it through the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave, Lord. We're all gonna make it to the grave. Now it don't matter what you do. It's coming for your brothers and your sisters too. The outcome's always the same. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave, Lord. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave, Lord. We're all gonna make it to the grave. Now you can cry, you can lie, you can even grow some wings and fly. The outcome's always the same. You're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave, Lord. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave, Lord. We're all gonna make it to the grave. Come on, yeah. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave. We're all gonna make it to the grave, Lord. We're all gonna make it to the grave. Thank you very much. Hallelujah. Can I get an amen?
I get such Southern preacher vibes from you, man. I love it. I love you. Thank you for this, Reese.
Thank you so
The
much.
first performance on this podcast.
Yes.
Awesome stuff.
I'm glad to be the first.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And you'll be back soon.
Oh,
You won't
absolutely.
be the last, and you'll be back soon performing.
Definitely.
We're
It's
gonna have
easy
you
to get
back
to.
when Saints comes out.
Oh, yeah. When Saints come
sure.
out, we definitely have another one.
We have to
Yeah.
have another one, man. I'm honored that you made the time for this. I'm honored that
Thank you for having
know,
me.
No, thank you for coming, dude.
Dude, I had a great time.
Yeah, likewise, likewise. This is
Yeah.
live from Bravery Studios. You know, all the usual jazz, sub, thumbs up, notification bell,
Ding, ding, ding. Subscribe.
subscribe, all that jazz. Some plugs in, like
Yeah.
drop some plugs.
Reese Van Riper, Instagram,
Bong.
Twitter, Reese Van Riper, Facebook, Instagram.
Oh,
I just keep saying Instagram.
at the end of every sentence, replace the word period. with Instagram.
ReeseVanRiper.com. Check it out. ReeseVanRiper.com. We're going to try to get some subscribers on there, you know.
Man. Keep on keeping on.
Hell
We're
yeah,
outta here.
Bravehearts. See ya.
I'm a big Gibson fan.
No, dude, I'm a Mel Gibson fan too.